Hello and welcome. My name is Zafar Iqbal, and you are watching the Mojo story. India struck deep inside Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, than it publicly acknowledged. Now, this has come to light after a leaked Pakistani dossier that reveals that during the Operation Sindoor, India forces targeted at least 8 additional sites. Now, you can see on that screen that's one of the page of that dossier. It says that places in Peshawar, Jhang, Hyderabad, in Sindh, Gujrat, Gujranwala, Attock, Karachi, all these places, locations were targeted that were not mentioned in India's official briefings. Now, these strikes uh, perhaps indicate that why Pakistan rushed to request a ceasefire. Uh, to get a sense of this new development, we're today uh, joined by Brigadier Sandeep Thapar, is a military veteran. Welcome to Mojo Story, sir. What is your first reaction after this dossier that is now that's circulating everywhere? It has those details of the locations, which obviously India has not acknowledged publicly.
See, Zafar, I've been hearing this morning, various channels.
Hmm.
I am a little skeptical about this information because, firstly, we've not announced it. We were very specific that we were hit 9 terrorist targets and 11 airfields when they reacted. Why should India not uh, disclose if it struck something here or no? Secondly, why quite a few of them, these towns mentioned are in Punjab. One, Peshawar is in KP, Khyber
Yeah,
Pakhtunkhwa.
yeah,
Two are in Sindh, which is
yeah.
Chor and Hyderabad. Now, these are very less likely targets. If I was in the planning phase, that why should I go to Sindh and attack? Because there's nothing much there. Basically, it's all a desert area. There's not much military also there. Uh, so, and the timing of Pakistan, 25 days after we struck 7th, 8th, 9th, today is 2nd. They are coming with this, whether it's been leaked or it is inadvertently leaked out. What is,
Right.
I will wait till the government agrees or I know for certain that we've struck it. Because if we had struck it and we had struck military targets, we would have come out with proof that we struck, and some of them are big stations. On the contrary, Pakistan could be making some kind of a new narrative because we stuck that we were very businesslike. We struck only the terrorist targets and the airfields when they launched something against us, and we've not indulged in any civilian targets. So maybe they are building some kind of a narrative, and this is a leak.
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of possibilities to this. So I will keep my cards close to my chest at this moment because, as I see, there is nothing to be apprehensive if we struck military targets in these. This only shows our reach, the reach of our air force, which, despite the hits taken on day one, we still went and decimated their air force, their air bases. This should have been something to be proud of, and we should have declared that yes, or even a small hint that apart from these 11 bases, we struck some other sites also. Details later, or
Yeah.
so far 20 plus days and we've not come out. It's a little difficult to until it is the Indian side comes up with some kind of confirmation or some kind of a nod that yes, these were also some of the targets. I would rather not commit myself at this moment.
Right. And according to their details, that these are the strikes that happened on 9th and 10th, and possibly with drones. But as you are saying, that this is a dossier meant for an international audience, they are sending it to different countries. So possibly it is to build a narrative, as you're saying, that
Yes.
India did target multiple locations, in Karachi, everywhere, and all of those locations to counter India's stand that these were precision strikes that were targeted at terror camps.
Exactly, exactly. That is also my thought. My first thought was that seeing our initiative of sending MPs abroad, telling the world about what exactly happened. Probably Pakistan. I was reading today; they've also sent a team to US,
Yes,
Russia, and some
yes,
other countries. So
yes.
they are also building a narrative that no, we were the people who are the sufferers, and India attacked us, and India we are inflicted with terrorism, and we are the victim and not the perpetrators. So this is the narrative they are building. 20 days later, to come up with these names which we've not heard of so far, it's something preposterous. There's definitely something cooking in the Pakistani brain. And you see, I do not recollect any major military installation also at this place. So probably they are building a kind of a thing that we targeted civilians also, or there was some damage to civilians. And cooking up stories is pretty simple for them. It's part of their.
And if India has struck, why wouldn't India be open about it? India has given
Correct.
details about other places. India didn't hide those details. In fact, those were properly described in that uh, press interaction. Why, if India has struck these places as well, why wouldn't India mention them then?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it shows our reach. If we have struck, obviously we struck on the 8th, 9th, not on the 7th. So 11 airfields, and these are 19, 20 different targets, all far removed from each other. It's not that there's one row you go send an aircraft a wave and it targets 1 and 2 and then flies back. These are all located separately. So you would have to launch not the aircraft but missiles separately at card. So 20 targets simultaneously hitting 20 targets it's a major achievement. Why should we not claim it? So the fact
Right.
that we've not claimed it, the simple reason is probably we've not done it, and this is an afterthought by Pakistanis.
When these strikes were carried out, some of the media reported that Karachi has been targeted. Pakistanis were quick to say at that time that where is the Karachi
Yes,
target? Where are other places targeted? They were quick
absolutely.
to counter that sort of reporting that was coming out from certain quarters. And if today in their own dossier they are mentioning Karachi, isn't it a contradiction then?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I'm sorry, my dog has got a little excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zafar, you'll have to give me a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, sir. You join after a minute. I'll just continue. We can play the CDS soundbite till that time. Sir joins us again. The fact that the CDS said that Pakistan launched an operation which was meant to last for 48 hours, but had to wrap it up in just 8 hours after India took those countermeasures. Let us hear what the CDS had to say.
Although lost by Pakistan on 10th of May at about 1 a.m., its aim was to get down India to its knees in 48 hours. Multiple attacks were launched. And in some manner, they have escalated this conflict, which we had actually hit only terrorist targets, but also into the military domain. From their perspective, it would have been rational in the sense they would have said that you use military means to hit these targets. But it was also rational on their part, operation which they thought they'll continue for 48 hours, folded up in about 8 hours. And on 10th, when they picked up the telephone and said they wanted to talk. And I think that the rationale behind this the realization coming in stemmed from two facts. That one is they must have assumed that if they continued this mode, they're likely to lose much more. So hence they picked up the telephone. And second thing, since they had struck us at multiple fronts, they still did not have the benefit of understanding what they had struck.
This is an important statement from the CDS. Pakistan launched an attack on the 10th. And that attack was meant to last for 48 hours to bring India to its knees. But Indian response forced Pakistan to wrap up its action in just 8 hours. And that's the time when DGMO of Pakistan rang up his counterpart and sought a ceasefire. Now, this is important because Pakistani, whatever their plan was, that plan was blocked, that plan was thwarted by the measures that were taken by India. And that's why the operation that was meant to last for 48 hours had to be wrapped in just 8 hours.
See, Zafar, I'm firstly sorry about that incident. Now, earlier also details have come out that on 7th they were taken by a little bit of surprise. Of course, Pakistan was anticipating Indian action, but on 7th when it did it, they were semi-prepared. You could say they responded, but 8th and 9th, when what the CDS has been saying, that we realized there was certain tactical mistake, we rechanged our strategy and then struck them. We decided to take out their air defense and their airfields in totality. And we used whatever available weapons were BrahMos and Air Force, other air-to-air missiles or air-to-ground missiles. And we knocked out their strategic bases from where they could have responded. We also hit some of their missile sites, locations. So they realized they may have planned that 7th they've attacked or done, 8th or 9th, 10th we will respond in kind, but with drones and whatever they had. But when we struck them so heavily, then they realized our capability. They thought maybe with their JF-10s and 17s or Chinese missiles, they would be able to stop us. But they realized on 8th that their air defense was totally ineffective against our whatever we were launching. They couldn't intercept anything. So they had to hastily probably change over, realizing that they could not cause. And they, on the other side, they could not do much damage to us, despite what they launched. Own side. Their Hats missile we stopped en route in Rajasthan, and except one odd airfield, no major airfield was also damaged. So our operations could continue, theirs couldn't. So the ineffectiveness of their weapon system they realized. So that's what probably drove them to make that call for a ceasefire. It is not anything else or US pressure. It is they who approached USA to कि हमको बचाओ.
Exactly. And CDS statements were validated by the Prime Minister of Pakistan when he said in a recent statement that they were planning to launch the attack after the morning prayers. But even before that, their Air Force stations came under Indian attack. And that is what had actually happened. And then they still carried out their offensive. But there was a panic. There was a panic in the sense that they had to call up and they had to ask for a ceasefire.
Absolutely. I mean, it's now, see, the broad sequence of the skirmish, 3 days battle is very clear now to everyone. Their side also, our side also. So now, you see, they've so far fooled the world. Let's be clear, Zafar, in the first day or two, IW narrative was a little overpowering ours. Then when our DGMOs went on 9th with all the explanations, then we changed the perception, entire perception. So now they made certain statements in their nation that we've killed so many, knocked down so many aircraft, we've knocked down so many airfields and sites of BrahMos and all that. No proof. Whereas our DGMOs gave proper proof of satellite photographs and everything. So now Pakistan is realizing, when things are coming out slowly, they realize that their narrative is losing its sheen because there is no proof. It's just empty rhetoric. They're making statements which have no proof on ground. So now they are trying to build another fresh narrative for the world and also for their own people. Because I've seen on social media a lot of people, Pakistanis are asking their nation that what have you done? You've not given us any proof. You just saying 5 aircraft you knocked out, not a single proof. You said airfield knocked out, not a single proof. So there's something cooking, which probably in a day or two will become a little more clearer. What exactly is the Pakistan strategy behind saying that these places have also been targeted?
It's been, a propaganda right from the word go. There has been a propaganda, and now their delegations are going abroad. They'll be meeting people there. So they have been very active on that propaganda front right from the first day. Whereas we have been extremely slow. Let us accept that our side of the story came in late, and they were very quick to put out whatever they had to say. And now that this is rather strange that they are giving out details of Indian strikes that India has never acknowledged. This is rather a strange twist in the tale.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would rather not believe it. Let me tell you, let's give the devil his due. Then ISPR is in strategic communication way ahead. Let me agree. I've also been in part of our own strategic communication. They are well versed because they are a smaller power. So they've already devised reasons and explanations for everything. So on day one, they knew that they can't win this. So from day one, they would have said, okay, let's spread this rumor that we've knocked down so many planes of that, we've knocked off so and so. So this is part of ISPR strategy. They do it every time. For Pakistanis, they won 71. They won Kargil, they won 65. That is what has been taught to Pakistanis, that we won the war. So, I mean, despite the whole world knowing that Bangladesh was born and we defeated them comprehensively in 93,000 prisoners of war. But that's what they're teaching, because the lying comes naturally to them. So like I said, I would not take this. I would like to take this with a pinch of salt. At least hold my cards till finally things come out and clear that why they've agreed or releasing these 8 cities named now.
Right. And it's interesting that Pakistan's claims of winning all the wars, and that is perhaps the reason that the army chief has been elevated to the level of field marshal there. But we'll have to leave it here. Thanks so much, Brigadier Sandeep Thapar sir, for joining us today and for sharing your thoughts. Thanks for joining, and
Thank you.
thanks for
Thank you
watching the story.
Thank you very much. So kind of. Thank you.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.